Elimelech has married a woman called Naomi. They are in a land called Bethlehem of Judah. So they're in a house of bread. And it is in the dominion or authority of Judah. Judah meaning what? Praise. So it is word that goes hand in hand with right worship. One of the things that can never happen is that there can never be a divorcing. There can never be a divorcing of right word content and right worship. You can't get one right and miss the other. Bethlehem will always be in Judah. Bethlehem of Judah. That's how some translations call it. Bethlehem of Judah. The house of bread is in the space of right worship. If you've missed the revelation of worship, you have missed the revelation of the word. That's where it always begins. You will get it wrong. If you miss the right revelation of the word, you will get your worship wrong. Always. And that's why for you to know which time you're living in, you look at two people. You look at the bread giver in a generation, and you also look at the handler of the harp in a generation. Who is the bread giver? Who is the Bethlehemite in your generation? And who is the one that goes ahead, called Judah? What are their revelations? What are their characters? What is the character of the bread giver? Because that will determine the character of who? Of the worshiper. That's why if we begin finding that people, for example, people that are singing the songs of the Lord are living in immorality, are living in wickedness, then that problem is also very rife in the bread giver. Because that's what is being disseminated. That is what is being given from the bread of the presence or from the table of shewbread. That is what is being offered, and that's what is being given. That's what is being handed over to the people. A right house that will have an Elimelech and an Naomi present in that house will be Bethlehem of Judah, but the Bethlehem is being ruled by judges. In other words, it's a house of judgments. It's not just a house of bread, but it's also a house of judgments. Now, why is this very important? Because the name Elimelech means the God of my king. The God of my king. In other words, the reason why the king has dominion, the reason why the king has authority is because of the God revelation. The reason why there is authority and there is dominion in the church is because of the right God revelation that is being handled by what we've said. You look at the handler of the harp, you look at the bread giver, and you also see something else, are judgments present. Because it is only judgments that are present within a house that make all the people around fear it. If there is no judgment, there is no fear. If we come to a place, and let me say this, if we come to a place whereby you can live in sin as a born-again Christian, you can live in sin as a bread giver, as a handler of a harp, as one that is in the ministry, you can comfortably live in sin and there is no consequence, then there is no authority of that house of which you're a custodian. There is no authority. There is no Elimelech. And if there is no Elimelech, then there can be no Naomi. Because the name Naomi means what? Means pleasant. So there can be no joys of salvation. There can be no excitement. There can be no beauty. Listen, the church, its beauty does not emanate from how relevant it is to a generation, but from how pure it is in that generation.